I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm cheap and my
Oh. Oh. What did I do? Hold on. Wrong key.
I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm more
Wrong
secure
program.
than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm cheap and my name is XRP. Yeah, get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. Banky unbanked, banky unbanked, banky unbanked now. Banky unbanked, banky unbanked, banky unbanked now. Banky unbanked, banky unbanked, banky unbanked now. Banky unbanked, now bank the unbanked. Yeah, everybody got surprised with my money. Everybody got surprised, XRP. Everybody got surprised, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody got surprised with my money. Everybody got surprised, XRP. Everybody got surprised, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm more secure than ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap and my name is XRP. I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap and my name is XRP.
Not enough data.
Everybody got surprised with my money. Everybody got surprised.
Can you hear me
Everybody got surprised, see it coming.
and see me?
See, I get everybody got surprised with my money. Everybody got surprised, XRP. Everybody got surprised, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody.
Today is not my day. Hello everyone, let's get started. It's been a while and well, basically, hold on, I will show you something which hopefully will set the record straight. Because that was basically what I was going to talk about. Okay, are we clear on that? Now it says excellent connection again. Well, basically the stream today I wanted to be really sarcastic and kind of give that London banker guy credit to have found the solution, that there is a wholesale whatever bridge asset which is not XRP and that XRP will never rise in price, blah blah blah, and in the end I would laugh to make sure that you understand that all I was talking about before was total bullshit. And I mean, it is bullshit. Let me go back to myself. The private or whatever other ledger XRP theory I have debunked 2 years ago. I mean, imagine that if the same thing would be traded at a high price and at a low price. Why would you buy the high price bridge asset, if you I think it's not cancelled, I think it's lagging a little bit. I don't know what's the problem. Let me check, but the connection seems fine from my side at least. Well, that London banker had a long story. He basically told, at least he made some believe so, a true story, that he was talking to some bankers and they were telling him that the bankers don't want XRP holders get rich, which is why there is a secondary whatever bridge asset which he couldn't name, which will be used, and XRP will be just for the retail. And basically that XRP is just to make Ripple rich. And coming back to this other bridge asset, I mean, as long as you could use XRP for the same thing this other wholesale whatever bridge asset would do, why would you pay a lot more? Okay, I mean for just for value transfer in the end it doesn't really matter, but I mean it's so stupid. So I really hope that you all guys know that that this London banker for sure is a, I don't know, a fake or whatever. I mean, just don't bother, please, really. So let me go through the chat. Vincent Wilson, it used to be 5k, could be life changing. Now we need 100k. Neck beard, well actually my beard is growing really, I mean it grows on the side as well, but not so, my beard is really ugly, and actually I have to take it off. This Friday I will be having an interview for my job thing. I still have to go. It's not an interview with a company, it's more like an interview with someone who may wanna help getting me in a, I don't know, in a nicer shape, so I may find an easier job. I, however, think I really don't need it. Kevin Ramper said, well, I always said regulation is that I don't, well, this regulation thing is a complicated thing, because most think X or P need to be regulated, and I think the only thing which needs to be regulated is that the financial institutions which can play the market maker role for the huge transfers transactions. That because like a normal market maker won't have like 500 million on the side to buy XRP. That's something just a huge company can do. And they couldn't hold XRP so far. But all those regulations, almost at least from the countries worldwide, has been in place since the beginning of the year. And I told it in the beginning of the year already that it might take weeks, if not months, until those custodian services are right. Maybe some of them wait for PolySign, I don't know. We heard from that one company, I think the name was Blocknox in Germany, which can do crypto custody for institutional investors. And in US we know that Coinbase Custody may be able to do the same, and about 6 weeks back another US company, I think it was Joe Smo or something, who tweeted about it, that another company in US is kind of ready to offer custody for institutional investors. But even though those custodian companies are ready, it might still take some more time. My first step is still SBI. Last news I heard is really they want to go live soon, but as you all realize, we're already at the end of the May and really nothing happened, which is weird. Another thing which I think is pretty weird about SBI, how can they report 55 million of profit with just 20,000 pro traders? That's something I don't quite understand. And really having that much profit with like so few people, that would mean a huge volume coming from there already now, without the other, 2 or maybe 5 million Japanese customers on the SBI VC exchange. And that volume, if an exchange makes 55 million profit in a year, we should certainly see the volume. So there is something fishy there, but I didn't lose my faith yet. You look better without the beard, thank you. Well, I will. It's ugly, I know, it's really ugly. But I kind of promised no money, no shave. And as it looks now, there is not yet money. No, still worried. Have I ever been worried, Harry B? When you're asking if I'm still worried. I think I was never really worried. Where is Shane Ellis? Good question. I think I know who he is, but I won't disclose it. It's certainly not the guy some found on, I think, Xing or LinkedIn or so, because that guy is not a banker. Patrick Barra, CBDC is totally irrelevant to XRP. You can also bridge normal fiat. It doesn't need to be digital currency. I really don't know why there is a hype all around the XRP community about CBDCs. It literally doesn't matter. I think it's even more complicated. Like, I don't see just more complications when the receiving side would actually receive a CDBC. I think it most likely might be much simpler for the receiving side to really receive fiat. Thank you, Timmy. Did that guy delete his account? I don't know what's happened. Can you make the 4 digits move? 4 digits. No, not by 25. I'm still hopeful for this year. I mean, the longer we're so low, the higher. I'm pretty sure the faster it will go, and the higher will go. I mean, do I have to repeat that? The current system costs. Let me show that to you guys. Now, where do we have it? New document. So, I hope that's good. Now let's see if I have to close that. Untitled. So then we can have my my face somewhere. So current cost globally annually is 1.6 trillion, that's billion, that's million, that's 1,000. Now let's check if that number is correct. Million, billion, trillion. X current saves 30% of that. That's 0.3 times this. That's 480 billion. ODL saves at high volatility 30%. That's 0.3 again times that. ODL low volatility 40%. That's 0.4 times that. So if XRP would reach a, maybe let me zoom in, and actually I can so now, as from another analysis I have done in the past, like the top 100 banks make roughly, I don't know, 60 to 70% of the assets under management, and I'm pretty sure that we can extrapolate that or apply the same curve to the transactions. So top 100 banks. We have 30% on RippleNet and 70% of the transactions. So that would be 100% market share. Now from that, the top 100 make about 70%, and from that we could have like 30% running on the system. That's still a whooping 140 billion for those 30 banks. UBS is roughly in the middle. Actually, maybe I could even show that top 100 bank analysis. I don't know if that now shows up on screen. Ah, yes, it does. So UBS is here. So they have like roughly I think that's trillion assets under management. And the total is like 100 times more. So UBS is like the total average, okay? Now we could take this and divide by 30 to get the total average. That's an estimated cost saving for UBS of 4 billion. UBS average profit is 4 billion. Do you really think they would say no to doubling their profit? I mean, that's so stupid. It really doesn't make any sense at all. So much about the year 25. Enough is enough. I don't know how much truth is in that, but the digital asset investor told after Swell that he overheard a banker say that he would be ready to settle about 50 billion a day. One bank. Kevin Rampersand, well, someone said that Bearable Guy has added an XRP to the first snowball in the avalanche. GeoXRP, I said it before. CBDC has literally no effect, I'm pretty sure, on XRP. XRP doesn't need CBDCs. That's something the countries may want. Some may not want it because it comes with a lot of problems which first need to be solved. And as domestic rails are so, well, at least in Europe, in Japan and some other countries, domestic rails are so efficient already. Why needing a CBDC? It's really not needed in most of those countries. My lawn mower is cutting the the border of the lawn. This year I'm almost not 100% happy with my lawn, but quite happy. Genetic, Sinn Féin may play some role in some smart contract Oracle based stuff, but I told it before and I will tell it again. I am pretty sure you will never ever see trade finance happening on a public ledger. And that's why all those guys who want DLT for trade finance are on Corda, and Corda is a private network. And I also stated it that, like I repeatedly told, I literally do not see any institutional grade company using any of those smart contract platforms. Just not. I mean, maybe Sinn Féin may make some short-term profit, but I literally don't see it. Nein, Timmy Frocko, nicht regelmäßig. No, I didn't see the Ripple XOP logo. That's a good question, Harry B. I don't know. So Vincent Wilson, you think just €50 per XRP? If you say it's possible, I say $100,000 is possible for XRP. Surely not this year, but somewhen in the future. I have no doubt. I mean, think of all the. I mean, if just like 5 or 10% of all those use cases are coming to fruition, like security settlement, derivatives, of course, cross-border payments, micropayments. Once XRP rises in price, this will be like opening the floodgates for new investors. There will be a huge FOMO, and many of them will just keep hodling. A guy starting to invest into XRP at $50, he will wait for XRP to go to, I don't know, 50,000. Enough is enough. In Europe we use euro sign. How do you mean 12 new corridors when euro goes bust? Can you explain, Ryan? By the way, we will not make an hour today. I'm already now pretty tired. I was working all day long around our house. Under our house we have like a hole where we can store some stuff. but it's a little bit tight in there. And there is like leftovers from the time when they built the house there, like dirt, and I'm like moving part of, like, I don't know, a tenth or 1/20th out of it to have a little bit more space for one or two machines. I want to have close to the garden and all my like manual stuff, and I've been yesterday and today like carrying out, I don't know, about 30 boxes of dirt and stone, like up a staircase, and each of these boxes, I don't know, has 20, maybe 25 kilos, I really don't know. So I'm pretty tired. So first I had to kind of kill that crap stone into pieces to put it into the bucket to carry it up. And then in the afternoon we have been trying to get rid of some, in German we say Unkraut, like the stuff which grows in your garden like crazy, but you don't want it. Like Efeu, the stuff which is ranking up the trees. It's like growing like crazy everywhere, and we get rid of that, and we have planned to put some nice flowers now. And together with that stuff, I'm pulling out of this hole underneath our house. We can actually make like a staircase, like I don't know how you call it, in our garden, to make some flowers kind of flowing down. So let's see if Ryan came back. It was an explanation. When the countries go back to lira and peso, I believe 12 currencies were used to make it. It's been a failure. North-South divide now. Ah, so that's what you mean. New corridors when euro goes past. Well, I've been telling that since kind of Greece and then Italy. I mean, Italy is like at the brink of going bankrupt now. I mean, they were having problems with their budget for 2020. Now with Corona, that's going crazy. And the same in France, Portugal, Spain, and other countries. But as a matter of fact, Ryan, it really doesn't matter. Actually, for XRP, it would be better to be able to trade between dollar and euro than between dollar and 20 corridors, because that would make XRP more illiquid, because it's harder to sell into an additional currency. But as long as the currency is a strong currency like the euro, it'll be easier. I can ask my wife tomorrow. I will continue. Maybe I have done like 1/3 of that. Actually, I will. What I will post on Twitter is my mask. I'm using a mask. It's not for Corona, but in that hole down there, when I'm kind of cutting in pieces that stone, there's a lot of dirt, and so I'm using one of those masks people are using for Corona. And I will show that as this is like a mask looks like when it's really needed. Well, enough is enough. Your question is like, how many XRP do I need to buy to become rich? Well, 50 if you live in Bangladesh, 100 when you live in, I don't know, Thailand, 500 when you live in, I don't know, Philippines, 2000 when you live in Austria, 5000 when you live in Switzerland. That's a question which is, sorry, enough is enough. Like, how do you, like, how do I explain that? What is effective for you? Low value payments is effective at the current price. It does what it should do and it does it well enough. It's just not internet of value, it's internet of small value. Ralph Raymond, there has been so many kind of announcements by Trump and it never turned out to be a payment system announcement. So, last question, then we leave it for today. As always, in the meantime, I want to thank you for you guys showing up. Please keep hodling strong. I didn't lose my faith. I'm as bullish as ever. It can happen any moment. We don't know what we're waiting for, and it literally, that's the reason why I basically stopped my regular live streams. I cannot say more than what I have said in the past 2 years. We can just sit and wait. That's what I basically propose to you guys. Stay calm, wait, and be happy once it happens. I want to thank you for your trust, for your persistence, and stay happy and healthy. Last question, when the waiting ends? That's not a question because I will not answer it. One beast with that. German, I will do a German live stream soon. I do not know when though. It will, I'm pretty sure, Mr. Penguin, it'll be, I mean, what other option, Mr. Penguin, do we have? Galvatron, the Galvatron theory, which is basically the other theory, states that by increased use of ODL, price would rise. I don't know, let me quickly pull up, is it utility scan? Do we have I think it's called liquidity index, XRP liquidity index. Does someone have the proper link to there? I just have the Twitter link, but I mean, let me pull up one of those images here. I mean, I remember that all those corridors raised more or less in the same way. And what do we have here? Since the beginning of the year, ODL volume in each corridor is like 10 times higher than in the beginning of the year. And where is the XRP price? Exactly at the same level. Ergo, price, when the price cannot rise slow for whatever reason, that to me really leaves the only other possibility, that the price will rise quickly. So, thanks a lot, take care, see you soon, bye bye.